better FIFA player. Later on, I will also talk about how to defend headers and crosses. If this video helps you in any way, make sure to hit the like button. I've put a lot of effort with the controls first as always. After that, I will carry on with gameplay examples. This here is a perfect screenshot out of the game. The PlayStation controls are added by me in green. All these things are important. You can change the player with LB on the Xbox and L1 on the PlayStation. Alternatively, you can also switch your players with the right stick. Just flick it into the direction of the preferred player. With the B button on the Xbox, which is the circle button on the PlayStation, you can do a tackle, but also a clearance. If you got the ball with your player, you will do a clearance. If your opponent got the ball, you can make a standing tackle. The X button on the Xbox and the square button on the PlayStation are leading to a sliding tackle. Then you can hold LT on the Xbox and L2 on the PlayStation to jockey with your player, and pressing or holding the A button on the Xbox on the PlayStation is the X button, you can contain. Maybe the most important button for defending. Teammate containing is also important. This works with holding RB on the Xbox and R1 on the PlayStation. A running jockeying movement can be done with holding LT and R2 at the same time, which is L2 and R2 on the PlayStation. Last but not least, you can also use push and pull. This works with pressing the B button on the Xbox and the circle button on the PlayStation. So you see, there are 3 different ways of how to use the B or circle button. It just depends on the situation. If you're running behind your opponent, you can use push and pull, and the other 2 options were mentioned a few moments ago. I will go into gameplay examples now, and then I will show you some tips and tricks on how to improve your defending. But before, I will quickly show you this picture of a football field. There are 3 areas. The green one marks an area where you should slowly begin to contain or to get into running ways. In the yellow marked area, you should intensify everything you started in the green area, and if the opponent is located in the red area, you should do everything to get the ball away from him or to be compact in the middle. I will show you how. First of all, you have to be patient. This is the most important thing. Try to focus on keeping your defensive structure, which means to close gaps and to get as many players as possible behind the ball. You can simply reach this with a constant switch of your players. With the switch of your players, you can save stamina, they don't have to do much running, and you can also keep them on their positions or bring them back to the place where they belong. A good organized defense is the key for good attacking. When you are patient enough, you can wait for opposing mistakes. So keep in mind, be patient, constantly switch your players, and try to get as many players as possible behind the ball. Let's carry on with containing and teammate containing. This is the most important aspect when it comes to defending. Containing means to bring yourself into the running way of the opponent, and the risk to get overplayed is not that high. It requires patience, but with the right use, you can easily get the ball. In the background, you just saw how to get the ball away from the opponent with simply containing. Just make sure to start containing when your opponent is running towards you. Concentrate on bringing your player into the running way of the opponent and constantly press or hold the containing button. Try to be compact in the middle and force him to play over the wings. To finally get the ball, you have to get your player close to the opponent. If you are very close to him, press the containing button multiple times in the row to get the ball. Just be careful, as soon as you got the ball, you have to stop pressing the button because your player will do a pass then. This is very easy but so effective. As always, switch your players if needed. This is also a good situation for a normal standing tackle, but you have to be 100% sure to get the ball, because if you are not successful with a standing tackle, your opponent will be away and maybe scoring a goal. Alright, that was the normal containing method. Let's make it more advanced with teammate containing. This time you can tell the teammate who's closest to the ball leading player to contain him. Just hold the teammate containing button. A teammate will contain the opponent, and meanwhile you can control your own player, for example to support your teammate or to close gaps or get into possible passing ways. This method is the most important one when it comes to defending through balls. Your teammate is doing the work on the ball leading player, and you can get into the passing way of the through ball. That's defending at its best, and through balls will never be overpowered any longer if you are just using teammate containing. Jockeying and running jockeying are just a good way to keep defensive structure. Use it to bring a player into a good position, and then you can start using contain, for example, to finally get the ball. Okay, I mentioned the standing tackle before. Never use it when the opponent is running towards you with a lot of speed. If there are enough teammates around you, you can use it if you want. You don't have to be so close to the opponent like you have to be with containing. That's the advantage. But failing means your player is outplayed. It's the same thing with a sliding tackle. This is really the last thing you should do when there seems no other solution. Sliding tackles can be helpful if you time them right, but they can easily bring you into a lot of trouble. Let's carry on with push and pull, an awesome way to disturb your opponent and especially to get into a superior position if the opposing player is a lot faster than you. Try to get behind or sideways behind the opponent and press the button for push and pull multiple times in a row. Your player will try to do everything to stop the opponent. Don't overuse it, too much will lead to a foul against you. But after some tries you'll get a feeling for it and you'll see that this is the perfect method to stop fast players. You don't have to stop the opponent all the time. Push and pull can also create some time for other teammates to come and help you out. Last but not least, we have the clearance. Please think about this, especially if there is a dangerous situation in your penalty area. If you don't have a solution to pass the ball out, make a clearance. That's really important. Better than lose the ball with trying to pass it out. A clearance can be also done if the opponent is playing a dangerous through ball. Better clear the ball instead of trying